Hello folks, welcome to Cybersecurity Awareness TV, episode number 377, recorded December 11th, 2021. My name is Mac Jackson Jr. I'm a cybersecurity consultant and a researcher. If this is your first time looking at our show, we discuss here cybersecurity news, awareness, interviews with industry experts, and what you can use today to protect yourselves from the fastest growing crimes of the 21st century, and those are cybercrimes. I also want to thank all of our viewers and listeners of our show or from around the world who's been there with us, letting us explain to them and providing them information on cybersecurity awareness, protection, and prevention. If you'd like to find out more information on how to protect yourself and your business and your family from cybersecurity threats and risk, go to my website at macjacksonjr.com. That's macjacksonjr.com. And folks, as always, remember to like, subscribe, and share this information of Cybersecurity Awareness TV that's on Roku on the WWDB TV, folks. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Very appreciate that. In today's episode, we're going to talk about cyber news, holiday scams, folks. 'Tis the season for the definitely scammers and creeps that are out there trying to steal your data. We're going to talk to you about that, how to protect yourselves. In our second episode segment, that is, we have tips from the FBI on what you can do to protect yourselves. So I've done lots of research for this week for the show for you and finding all kinds of tips and techniques to protect ourselves and what the news going on around the nation regarding cybersecurity. And our third segment, as we do every week, we talk about what you could do today to protect yourselves from these cyber thieves and cyber threats. In our first segment, cybersecurity news, holiday cyber scams. Like I said, folks, 'tis the season. Holiday cyber scams. Criminals are always looking for ways to exploit your data and your information, especially during the holiday season. They're trying to find out ways that they can steal your personal data and personal information and sell it to other hackers and other scammers in the darknet, as well as your financial losses. During this holiday season, we are all distracted, trying to make sure that we are on time, traveling back and forth to visit relatives and friends, and making sure we try to buy products and services and gifts for our loved ones. Hackers know of this and are looking to exploit victims who are not aware of these type of vulnerabilities. I have researched news clips across the country on these particular stories of cybersecurity awareness techniques and tips and how these thieves are trying to take our information, our data. You know, folks, even when we travel, cybersecurity thieves and scammers are out there trying to fraudulate all kinds of information about us, including how we travel, recognized by the TSC. Folks, I have a news clip to show you on ways to protect yourself and be aware how cyber criminals are trying to scam you into getting your TSA information, tickets that you buy and purchase, traveling back and forth during this holiday season. Here's a news clip I have from WCBD News out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Cybersecurity experts in the Lowcountry say online scams have dramatically increased as travelers fill out those TSA pre-check applications. News 2's Lexi Moore joins us live in the studio. And Lexi, you had a chance to speak with a local expert about why making sure your information is safe this holiday season is so important.
Carolyn, with the holiday travel season in full swing, cybersecurity experts say there's been a surge in TSA pre-check scams across the country. People pay hundreds of dollars to skip these lines at TSA pre-check, but experts say scammers are trying to get more money out of your pocket.
They always take advantage of specific times during the year to prey on potential victims, and the holiday season is definitely one of those times.
Brain Hasselt, a cybersecurity expert, says from the start of the holiday season, scammers are in full force. And with the pandemic affecting how much people have traveled over the past year or so, Hasselt says they aren't being as detailed-oriented.
Given the fact that we've been in this pandemic for almost 2 years now, I think that this is another time of the year where this holiday season, you might start seeing people, starting to travel more than they did.
Hasselt says scammer websites for TSA PreCheck can look credible, but making sure emails say .gov at the end of the address is crucial.
Domains that look like they could be legitimate, but they're all .com. domains, and that means that it's not coming from a .gov email address, means it's not authorized by the actual government.
Making sure there are multiple payment options can also show if it is a scam or not.
When it comes time to pay for the supposed application, the only option it gives you is to make a payment using PayPal.
Hasselt says a scammer taking your money is one loss, but losing all your personal information, such as date of birth and social security, is why double checking for your safety is important.
Sort of a double whammy where you have not only a financial loss, but also the potential of your identity getting compromised as well. And so that's why it's really important to identify these attacks.
Hasselt says to make sure you're using either paying a credit or debit card rather than just one form of payment, and that will determine whether or not you're on a scam website. Reporting live in studio, I'm Lexi Moore, Count on 2.
Wow, folks, interesting information. As we shop during the holiday season, we need to be more aware of these types of cyber threats. We need to be aware of our purchases that we make online and we go into brick and mortar stores, how to protect ourselves. One of the ways we could do that is by knowing how to utilize your debit and credit cards when you make your purchases. We'll talk later in this episode about the difference between a debit card purchase versus credit card purchase and, of course, a very, very popular cryptocurrency. Remember, folks, it takes the criminal only one time to steal your data, while we have to practice every day with every transactions to be vigilant to protect yourself against this. We recommend not to use cryptocurrency right now at this time. As a researcher, cryptocurrency is still being researched, folks. It's nice, it's convenient, it's anonymous, but hackers are finding ways now to convince people to send them cryptocurrency so you can't chase them down and find out who they are to steal from you. And it's hard for you to get your money back with cryptocurrency. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. But first, folks, I have another clip to show you on how to protect yourselves from other cyber criminals that are trying to steal your data during the holiday season. Here's a clip from WXMI News out of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
As the holidays approach, many people are defaulting to ordering their gifts and other items online to avoid those long lines or out-of-stock products that you might find in stores.
And with that, cybersecurity experts are warning consumers to be more aware of scammers while online shopping. Fox 17's Lauren Coomer brings us the story.
Going to websites you're not familiar with or clicking email links are probably one of the big ones.
In 2020, 6.95 million new phishing and scam pages were created. That's according to the 2021 State of Phishing and Online Fraud Report.
Phishing is still big, not only email, but mobile messaging. We're getting those a lot now. And on social media, you'll get them on whatever social networking site you're on. So I just hope people don't click on the links, even though it's convenient.
That same report saying 94% of that malware worms its way into your computers by email. Dr. Ray saying around the holiday season, it can be harder to notice.
We get way more email, right? We get a lot of email as it is from companies that we've done business with, but at the holiday season, you get them from people that you do business with, ones that you've done with in the past, that maybe years ago.
His advice, don't click on the links, even if it's a deal that's too good to pass up. Dr. Ray suggests going straight to the website.
They'll click a link, right? And almost always, sometimes it's the real site, but a lot more times it's a site that looks like what the real site should look like. And you provide your login, your password, and you might give them credit card information, and you've compromised your information.
Another way to shop safer, both online and in store, is using your digital wallets or payment platforms like Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Google Pay, or even PayPal.
It's just the next layer if you want to feel that you're a little bit more protected. If you're not comfortable using the phone, to store your credit card and make the payment, then just make sure your credit card has a smart chip if you're going out and about.
Lauren Coomer, Fox 17 News.
Additionally, Dr. Reyes suggests if you're getting new toys or systems that connect to the internet, to update them immediately before use and then change the default administrator password so hackers can't get in as easily.
Yes, folks, as we become more aware of cybersecurity scams and fraudsters, we need to protect ourselves, and the best way to do that is to be aware. Now, folks, during our economy right now, there has been very much difficulties in our supply chain. We have tons of different ships all over the coast trying to bring products and services that we ship from all over the world, and they're stuck in congestion here. So we have supply chain issues, especially during the holiday season. And hackers are jumping on top of that, folks. They're trying to convince you as consumers that you must buy now, pay with cryptocurrency, so you can make sure that your gift arrives there for Christmas. Folks, these are definitely scams. You need to do your research and make sure that you're buying from legitimate organizations. For example, I have another news clip here from ABC Action News. Take a look at this.
Well, scammers working around the clock to try and steal your money, and experts say they're seeing more thieves take advantage of people this holiday season. They're using supply chain issues to try to trick you.
ABC Action News reporter Larissa Scott is taking action for you, talking to an expert to find out how you can protect yourself and your wallet.
We are seeing some different scams going on a little bit this year.
Largely focused around online shopping.
People need to watch out for things like fake online scams that involve online shops that are fake.
Officials are seeing more of these right now, especially now that the holidays are here. Watch out for things like lookalike websites where fraudsters will try to steal your money, holiday emails with links that could trick you into downloading malware, and unsolicited text offering discounts. Delete them right away. Crooks are also trying to take advantage of supply chain issues, experts say.
Consumers have to be very careful right now that they do their homework and make sure that they're working with a reputable retailer.
Officials are seeing scammers purchase highly sought after items that are out of stock, trying to get as much money as possible on third-party websites and then not follow through with the purchase. They're also seeing scammers claiming to have these items when they don't.
If someone's offering something, they've got that new device that everybody wants, but you can't find it anywhere else. That could be a scam.
Other things to watch out for: high-pressure sales tactics in person or online, claiming you have to act now or buy today. That's a huge red flag. There's also been an increase in fake shipping notifications, and be wary of any unusual forms of payment like cryptocurrency or someone insisting you use a gift card or prepaid card.
If you use a credit card, you can dispute the charge if you don't get what you're paying for. So it's always better to use an established credit card.
Another way to protect your information, experts say, is just to shop local and get your holiday gifts here in Tampa Bay.
It's a challenging time during the holidays. We want everybody to have a good time, be able to get what they want, but it can be challenging. So be careful out there.
Because not only will fraudsters steal your money, they'll also try to steal your personal information. In Tampa, Larissa Scott, ABC Action News.
Very interesting, folks. Yes, we all must stay aware of these types of cyber scams. And as we say on the show, hashtag stay cyberwoke. We'll be right back, folks, after these messages. Hi, folks. I would like to welcome Ben Bowie from MyNiceTie.com as one of our newest sponsors for Cybersecurity Awareness TV. At MyNiceTie.com, they provide and are committed to providing classy neckties for the business community. At MyNiceTie.com, their motto is wise up, suit up, and stand up. You can find nice ties like the one I'm wearing now at myniceties.com. Hi, folks. Welcome back to Cybersecurity Awareness TV. I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr., cybersecurity consultant and researcher. In this segment, we're going to talk about holiday shopping tips and information and suggestions from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. Folks, our best defense against cyber attacks is always through education and training. I stress that all the time on the show and in my practice. We must remember that criminals are trying to get your personal information and are looking for the victims that do not know what to do or aren't aware of what we teach on this show and in our practice. So definitely do us a favor here at Cybersecurity Awareness TV. Tell a friend what you learned on this show and share this information. Matter of fact, you do better than that. You can go to my website, macjacksonjr.com, and tell a friend about what you learned about Cybersecurity Awareness TV. In this segment, we're going to talk about how cybersecurity experts from around the world have given advice, especially from law enforcement, how to protect yourselves. We have a clip here to show you from the Federal Bureau of Investigation on how to protect yourself from scammers out there during this holiday season. Roll the clip.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian Keckner, and I'm a supervisory forensic accountant here for the FBI in the Kansas City Division. Today I'd like to take a few minutes to warn you about the dangers of different holiday scams. Every year, thousands of people become victims of different holiday scams, and these scammers will take your money or your personally identifiable information. The two biggest scams we see regarding the holidays are non-delivery and non-payment type scams. In a non-delivery scam, a buyer pays for goods or services they find online, but those items are never received. Conversely, a non-payment scam involves goods or services being shipped, but the seller is never paid. Whether you are a buyer or a seller this holiday season, you should be aware of the ways to protect yourself and your wallet. Always remember to practice good cyber hygiene and do your research before making a purchase. Don't click on suspicious links or attachments in emails or on websites that seem too fishy. If it seems too good to be true, it typically is. Sometimes those links can contain malware or cause your device to give up personal information like your name, your password, your bank account, your date of birth, password questions. Secondly, always know who you're buying from or selling to. Check website URLs to make sure they're legitimate and secure, or do some research and talk to other people in the community. Always check website URLs to make sure they're legitimate and secure. Always remember, if you're buying from a website, it should always start with an HTTPS in the web address. Always validate that. If you're purchasing from a company for the first time, do your research and check reviews. Talk to your friends and colleagues. If you're a seller, be aware of buyers who request their purchase be shipped using a certain method to avoid taxes or customs inside of another country. Always be careful how you pay. There's a lot of different payment technologies emerging. If you use a credit card when shopping online, keep close tabs on your statements. Always review them and have them mailed to your address. Avoid paying for items with prepaid gift cards. A common scam that we see is a gift card scam where a seller will ask you to send them the back of the information, such as the gift card number or the PIN. Instead of using that gift card for your payment, the scammer will just take the funds and you'll never receive your items. Always monitor the shipping process after your order. Request a tracking number, and if you're a seller, make sure the cardholder, their address always matches the shipping address. In addition to always receiving the cardholder authorization before shipping goods, it's so important to verify these pieces of information. The goal is to avoid being scammed, but if you notice unusual or suspicious activity in your financial accounts, or you never received that package that you ordered, it's important to take a few immediate steps. Call your credit card or your bank immediately and notify anyone who's involved in the process. Dispute those charges and then report the scam to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov. Remember, this holiday season, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
As you see, folks, the FBI, they are on top of all of this, on top of these cyber criminals and cyber thieves out there and fraudsters. We need to be informed. The FBI, your local CIA, and law enforcement agencies around the country are working diligently with international law enforcement agencies to crack down on these cyber criminals. And they are finding them and they are prosecuting them. But it takes more than just words. It takes our actions. And our actions means our knowledge. Definitely stay aware, folks, of what's going on regarding cybersecurity awareness. One of the things that you could do, folks, is also join my company over at Vanderson Cyber Group. With Vanderson Cyber Group, we can help you put together policies and procedures for your organizations concerning cyber risk and cyber threats. What to do if you have a cyber incident. Did you know, folks, that you have about 72 hours you must report a cyber incident to all of your customers that have been affected if there was a data breach within your organizations? A lot of small businesses aren't aware of this, but it's actually law and regulations that have gone around going through across the country that you must have. Contact my company. We'll show you how to put together these particular policies and procedures for your organization so you could be on top of and be on the first line of defense against these types of cyber attacks. Folks, we'll be right back after these messages.
Identity theft happens. It's an unfortunate fact of modern life. But there are certain steps you can take to help keep your personal information from falling into the wrong hands. Every day you do things to protect what's most important to you. And you know what? You do them almost automatically. Routine things like looking both ways before you cross, brushing your teeth, and buckling your seatbelt. Another routine to get into is keeping tabs on your identity and personal information. Here are 5 easy ways you can do it. Read your credit card and bank statements carefully and often. Know your payment due dates. If a bill doesn't show up when you expect it, look into it. Read the statements from your health insurance plan. Make sure the claims paid match the care you got. Shred any documents with personal and financial information. Review each of your 3 credit reports at least once a year. It's easy and it's free. And before you know it, protecting your personal information can be as routine as locking your doors at night. For more tips and tools on dealing with identity theft, visit ftc.gov/ID theft. That's ftc.gov/ID theft.
Hi, folks. Welcome back to Cybersecurity Awareness TV. In this segment, we talk about cyber threats and ways you can do to protect yourselves, as we talk about every week, what you can do to protect yourself. So let's say you're an individual, you're asking yourself, well, Mac, what can I do to protect myself? I'm getting ready to shop for the holiday season. I'll give you some tips here, folks, recommendations. The subject matter this week is talking about credit cards versus debit cards. Which one should you use when you buy items and services online during the holiday season? Well, as any time, folks, you should talk with your financial institution about your credit card, its policies connected to it. In other words, if you got that credit card stolen, if someone's stolen or it was lost, and there were purchases on your card, there are different protections that each financial institution provides to you on your credit card. That's different from your debit card. Here's one. When monies are stolen from your debit card, folks, that money is gone. That's like cash being gone. You have to contact your financial institution and check with them on how they can get those monies refunded back to your account. It may take days or weeks, folks. But with a debit card, it's slightly different. You're dealing with the leverage of someone else's money, and you don't have those types of lag time in your purchases. And a lot of banks will have will take the responsibility of going after those particular type of transactions, especially if something that was stolen from you, and giving you credit back to your account. So it's best to use a credit card when you're doing online purchases, especially now during the holiday season. Banks offer a lot more protection than debit cards. Also, for your kids, see if you can get a credit card with a limited amount of funds on it. How do you do that? Well, there are lots of companies out there that provide secure credit cards. In other words, you'll put money in their bank for, let's say, for example, $250 or $500. They will issue a credit card to your child that they could utilize to buy purchases, but you have money in the bank as a collateral against this credit card that you're utilizing. And it's a great way to train your students, get them educated and how to spend and be financially responsible. But this is another way that you could also do it if you are looking to have a credit card over a debit card. Again, debit card is straight out of your checking account, folks. The money is just like cash, take it away, versus having a secured credit card where money is tied as an asset by the bank that you could utilize. So those are some of the differences. Now, the last one here is cryptocurrency. Now, as a techie and as a programmer myself, as a cybersecurity researcher, love this whole idea of cryptocurrency. We think it's a great foundation for the future of currency. But right now, folks, it's like the wild, wild west out there. There's over 1,500 and growing different types of cryptocurrencies, folks. And the biggest one we've heard about is, of course, Bitcoin. But what's going on, folks, is that hackers and scammers are utilizing the anonymity of this type of currency to steal from you. Yes, that's right. They're getting you to buy goods and services and pay in cryptocurrency. Well, what if you need a refund? Refund? Well, you may or may not have that possibility of a refund. Now, there has been some cases where our federal government, law enforcement, have come after cyber criminals and hackers, even though it states that cryptocurrency is anonymous, and they've gotten these bad guys, like what's happened over in Russia. Our cybersecurity experts here in the U.S. and our government agencies were able to get the monies back. Very unique way of doing it, but we have hackers, good hackers too, on our side as well. So to keep yourself safe, at least for now, folks, try to limit your purchases using cryptocurrency. Limit your purchase using cryptocurrency and use a credit card for your purchases. So that takes care of your cryptocurrencies and credit card purchase. The other thing I want to cover with you folks when it comes to your credit cards is that scammers are using a device called an RFI scanner. A RFI scanner is a very, very small little device, looks like the size of a pack of cigarettes. And what hackers will do is they'll keep it in their backpack. They will walk into, let's say, a crowded area where there's lots of people hanging out, where they should be wearing their masks, especially now during the pandemic. And they will use this device to scan your purse or on your body for credit cards and debit cards you may have. This RF scanner device can read your pocket, folks, can pickpocket you electronically. That's right, folks. There are pickpocketers now that are moved into technology that can pickpocket and scan your personal body, your wallet, your purse, and read your data information off of your credit cards. Now, you may think, well, what can they do with it? What they do is once they get this information put on this little device, scanner device, they will take it back and hook it up to the computer, and they'll have a list of all these types of credit card numbers, expiration dates, and even some cases, PIN numbers in some cases. But most of the times it's the credit card number and expiration date and the person's name attached to it. What they do then, they'll then go into the darknet, folks, just like a swap meet for bad guys, a den of thieves, and they'll see if they can sell this information to these other bad guys for purchases, especially now during the holiday season. That's why it's important to make sure that if you have a wallet that has an RFID shield, it gives you extra layer protection. It's not 100%, but it will give you a bit of extra protection on your credit cards that you carry with you. Having a RFID shield is a good advice. Next, we're talking about passwords. I talk about passwords a lot, and we really need to emphasize them, folks, because we're seeing still an increase of people using simple passwords in order to be more productive. They're not taking the password logic seriously, and they're wanting to get their work done, so they come up with these simple passwords. Folks, did you know that the #1 password that's used in our society today is still 123456? 123456, really? And the word password that comes in second. Those are the leading main passwords being used by folks today at work, at home, access to the internet. You need to make sure you have a password that is secure, folks. That is secure, meaning that it's so secure that hackers would take more time trying to find out who you are to break it, to get to it. And what happens, they'll go on to someone else that's using 123456 to get their data. If you have trouble doing this, folks, and you want to learn out more about this, contact my office and we'll talk about password management systems, right, that you can have within your home and your work that you can use to securely encrypt your password and make it harder for bad guys to try to figure out. We can show you how to do that. It's not a problem. And always, folks, you can always reach us here every week here at Cybersecurity Awareness TV. You can go to my website, macjacksonjr.com, or send me emails at macjacksonjr.com to find out more about cybersecurity awareness. The last tip I'll give you again, folks, this week when it comes to Wi-Fi. Again, we're going to emphasize how important it is to have a VPN and a antivirus software application on your smart device or your laptop. Make sure you have one of those, folks. 2 simple applications. You can download them. A lot of times they're free. Something is better than nothing on your device. It gives you an extra layer of protection with your smart device of having an antivirus software app, and the other is a VPN. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. Absolutely, folks. Have that on your phone, desktop when you're having a coffee or when you're traveling in a hotel and you need to protect your machine from cyber hackers. Those are some of the things I want to tell you about, folks. They should have. There's a lot more we talk about on this show every week at Cybersecurity Awareness TV. I want to thank you, folks. That's all we have this week for Cybersecurity Awareness TV. Again, my name is Mac Jackson Jr. Go to my website at macjacksonjr.com, macjacksonjr.com. And remember, folks, share, like, subscribe to our show and our channel. You can also find me on patreon.com. Folks, you like to support us and like our efforts, what we're doing here in the show, patreon.com/Mac Jackson Jr. And as always, folks, we're on the Roku Network here at WWDB TV. Find us here, folks. Tell a friend. See you next week, folks. Remember, #stay cyber woke.